Welcome everyone to the UCSB Army ROTC information session. I am joined by Josh Naracco, who's going to be giving a little bit of information about the program and how to join and some of the benefits. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand it over to him. All right, Josh.
Are my slides good?
Yep.
Okay. Like Christina mentioned, I am Josh Naracco. Just a little bit of background. I served as a military policeman for 20 years in all kinds of different positions. And then I chose my last 3 years. They had me at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo as one of the instructors there. And I'm now the first year instructor here for our program as well. So I'm just going to give you guys a little background on what the program is itself, the scholarship opportunities, and just kind of share what our program is specifically. And then I'll open it up for any kind of questions. I'll talk about, how long the service obligation is, things like that. I'll open it up for any questions and we should be good to go. So what is ROTC? ROTC is basically a leadership curriculum that you do in addition to what you do in your major coursework on campus. So there's kind of 3 tiers to it. We do a 1-hour class per week. And kind of for your first and your second year, it's a 1-hour class per week. I teach that class. We do a leadership lab on Thursday afternoon where we take what we learn in class and we actually go put it to practical use here on campus. And then we do physical fitness 3 days a week from 6:30 to 7:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings. And that's kind of geared towards passing the Army combat fitness test. And that is pretty much it. There are a bunch of additional training opportunities and things you can get involved in, and I'll go into those when we get into our program specifically. It is practical, hands-on, somewhat challenging, but at the same time, we try to have as much fun as we can. You can look at it as a paid internship because while you're here on campus, you can get scholarships. And that scholarship will eventually result in a career or a job or whatever it may be in the military. And I'll talk about that stuff too. I think our program specifically, because we are a little bit smaller, we consider ourselves more of a team and a family. It's really cool. A lot of our students, they take care of each other. They look out for each other. A lot of them work together. They live together. And so it's kind of a family environment. And I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into mentorship as well. And then I think probably the best thing is if I was to join the Army like I did, I just enlisted, there is no trying the Army. It was just basic training and here I am. Whereas our program, there is no commitment to try it. You can try it for your first 2 years if you want to. You don't have to commit to the program until 1 of 2 times. It's either when your scholarship begins, if you earn a scholarship, or at the beginning of your 3rd year. So those are the only 2 times you absolutely have to commit. So you can just try it just to see what you think. So what everybody wants to know about is the scholarships. There are different scholarships that we can give out on campus. So if you're talking about a student that is an incoming freshman, it might be possible to give out what's called a 3-year advanced designee scholarship. That basically means is that first year that they have that scholarship locked in before they're even on campus as a freshman. The first year is for them to try the program and see if it is a good fit for them, see if it's what they want to do. And it's for us to see if they are a good fit for ROTC. And if it works out, which usually it does 90-something% of the time, then that scholarship begins automatically their 2nd year. Beyond that, it is possible to earn 2 or 3 year scholarships on campus, which means as a freshman, you try the program. If you are enjoying it and you're doing really well, we have the opportunity to give you a 3-year scholarship. And if you're a sophomore, it may be possible to give you a 2-year scholarship. And one of the great things about Santa Barbara City College is the scholarship is definitely helpful for that second year. And the reason I say that is because with the scholarship benefits, you decide whether you want full tuition and fees that's paid directly to the university, or you can choose room and board, which is $10,000 a year straight to the student. For SBCC students, whether you're in state or out of state, your tuition is less than $10,000 a year. So all of our students that go to CC choose the room and board option, and they receive that $10,000 a year. And then once they transfer here into UCSB, they have the opportunity to change that, and it will pay their full tuition and fees directly to the university. They'd never even seen the money. In addition to that, you get $1,200 a year for books, and you get a $420 stipend every month that you're physically in school while you're contracted with the Army. So just kind of a little bit more about our program. I'm going to go over these things, our mentorship program, physical fitness, classroom instruction, labs, field training exercises, some of the extracurriculars that we have that you can get involved in, and a lot of the training opportunities as well that they usually happen during the summer. So like I said, our program is a lot like a family. So what we do is every student has a fourth year student as a mentor. The reason that we do that is that fourth year student has done almost everything within ROTC and almost everything here on campus. So they can help with both the program and campus specific things. I do the best that I can to match them up, to match each up to the majors that you're majoring in. And in addition to that, I kind of look and go, well, who do we have as a fourth year student that was at Santa Barbara City College? Because they understand the process to get into here. And so that's who I give as a mentor. It's kind of your big brother, your big sister to bring you here on campus. And that's our welcome back barbecue that you see in the pictures that we do at the beginning of the year. And they also do every quarter, they do some kind of a group get together within those mentorship groups themselves. Physical fitness, a lot of our physical fitness is transitioned because of the Army combat fitness test that we may or may not be going to. We're not sure yet. But there is a lot of running. We do stuff out on the beach. We do road marches where, you get your backpack on your back and you roll out, and we build up to 12 miles. We do try to do some fun stuff too, though. In the past, every year we've done a Halloween PT session where they get to dress up and have a costume contest, but at the same time they do their physical fitness. We have in the past had to bring a friend to PT day. So we try to keep it enjoyable. A lot of stuff is transitioning a little bit more, and we are transitioning with that. For classroom, like I said, as a freshman, or even as a sophomore, I am the freshman instructor. A lot of what we teach initially is the military customs and courtesies that you need to know about the program in the Army. It's a lot of tactics to help you prepare for our leadership labs. We do go over land navigation because we do land navigation twice a year, and actually physically at another base, either Camp San Luis Obispo, Fort Hunter Liggett, Camp Roberts, one of those. And then there's a lot of just different leadership classes that I teach along the way to help prepare our students who are going to graduate and become leaders in the Army. One of the first classes I teach is absolutely time management and goal setting, because it's key to a new student on campus in college. For our leadership labs and our FTXs, we do 2 field training exercises per year. One is in the fall, one is in the spring. The one in the fall is geared to be the fun one, kind of the team building one. We do land navigation, we do basic rifle marksmanship. You can see in that top left picture, that is the high ropes course at San Luis Obispo. They do rappelling, they do obstacle courses, all the fun team building type of stuff. In the spring is where we start preparing our third year students, because the only training you have to do during the summer is go to advanced camp, where they evaluate your leadership and your tactics. So in the spring, we are preparing them for that. And we're doing a lot of tactical lanes. And that is what we do for a large part at Leadership Lab as well, is we build up. The first quarter, we start individual and team type of things. And then we move into squad tactical lanes, which is conduct an attack, conduct an ambush, conduct a reconnaissance, things like that, where the third-year students are the leaders through that to prepare them for advanced camp. And then we build up to eventually platoons, which is, 30 people that they're trying to lead through these lanes. For extracurriculars, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of different things you can get involved in. We have a Ranger Challenge team that competes with all of the other programs within California. This year we came in 4th out of 12. And that's what that top picture is. They do a ruck march. They do a whole bunch of just different tactical things along the route and, see how well we can do within the state. We have a Baton Memorial Death March team. They have not gone to New Mexico in the past few years because of COVID. However, they have trained over the past 3 years. And what they do is they train up to the 26 miles that they would do in White Sands, New Mexico, and they do it here in the hills of Santa Barbara. We have a color guard team that does all the events where they present the colors and the flags. There are internship opportunities that you can go to during the summer. We've had students do everything from NASA, FBI, NSA, Army medical recruiting, or Army medical internships. There are all kinds of different internships that we do. We have a tactics club where anything outside of the normal that we teach you that you want to learn additionally, we have tactics club to do that and teach additional stuff on top of the normal ROTC stuff. And then we have a lot of committees to help run our program. So we have a finance committee, military ball, volunteer, fundraising, and they all support our program. The military ball, every year we have a military ball here at a location in Santa Barbara where we all dress up, have a nice dinner, and then at the end, we kind of let each class make fun of the rest of the classes. A lot of them try to make fun of us. And it's just a really good time. Our alumni committee prepares every year. We have an alumni event here on campus. Past students obviously come in and we have a barbecue, and it's just a pretty good time as well. For summer training opportunities, the only summer that is mandatory is the summer after your 3rd year. You have to go to advanced camp. Everything else is voluntary. So if you want to go jump out of airplanes and go to airborne school, you can. That opportunity is there. Rappelling out of helicopters and air assault school. Mountain warfare, combat diving, those ones are a little more difficult to get. Same thing with the WinSec one. Project Go is where, and this is available to all students, this is where you go to another, it's global officer is what it stands for. You go to another either state or country to continue or begin your learning of a language. So a couple of years ago, we had Jessica Hansen was studying Chinese. She went to China during the summer to further her understanding of the Chinese language. So your commitment when you graduate. Every commitment with the military, period, Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, it doesn't matter, is 8 years. It's how you serve that 8 years. So if you decide that I want to go active duty, I want this to be my full-time job, and you have a scholarship, you owe the Army 4 years of active duty service. After that 4 years, you can decide what you want to do. Do I want to stay active duty? Do I want to go in the National Guard? Do I want to go in the reserves? Or do I want to do what's called inactive ready reserve? Basically means I'm out of the Army. I don't report to anybody. They have my contact information in case World War III breaks out. If you decide to go in the National Guard or the reserves, that is part-time service. So what that means is 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks during the summer, you're training with whatever your unit is. There's definitely possibilities to get mobilized and things like that. But for the most part, it's about a 38-day commitment per year. If you decide to do one of those two, it is the full 8 years that you owe the Army back. Another option that you have after your third year and at the beginning of your fourth year is to do an education delay. And you can do an education delay for 3 different things. Anything within the medical field, which includes dental, which includes veterinarian, all the different specialties, you can do an education delay. If you want to be a lawyer, you can do an education delay. And if you want to be a chaplain or a pastor or whatever, depending on what you study, you can do that as well. You can do an education delay to go do that. That is kind of just in a nutshell what ROTC is, the scholarships that are available, our program specifically, training opportunities. I know there's only one person in this room